Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and today we're back with another Take My Money, where we look at current crowdfunding projects and just kind of give our immediate thoughts on them. I think really the most research we've done for most of them is look at the video, see if it looks interesting, and maybe dug in a little bit more for some of them if we thought they looked a little bit more interesting. But yeah, we're just going to go through them and tell you what we think. But yeah, let us know in the comments below if you're backing any of these. We're doing quite a few of them. Uh, so we'll probably go quick on some. Try to go quick. I always say that, and we never do. But right off
Yes,
the bat, we've got a huge one here. A
pretty
huge
big,
one that
pretty big.
everyone's been waiting for ever since the Castles of Burgundy release. This is also coming from Awakened Realms, and it's a re-release of Puerto Rico, the special edition. It's doing very well, over 2 million. And yeah, this is if you've played Castles of Burgundy, the new deluxe edition of it, you know, or at least I know, that that is an amazing production, all-time greatness. And there's different levels you can go to, and they are kind of doing the same thing for this one. Although I think some of the production on this one is a little, I mean, I guess you could argue kind of the 3D uh, terrain pieces that you got in Castle of Burgundy were maybe a little over the top. But I felt like maybe it was a little bit more meaningful than some of the upgraded options in this one, or just kind of
Yeah,
these buildings.
like these buildings. Like I don't know, maybe something can go on top of this building. I see there is storage for these goods on this one, which is nice. But
Mhm.
this building here, I don't know if that's serving any purpose, but to just be a backdrop for this little storage area.
Right. At least I feel like it makes a little bit more sense with Castle of Burgundy because you've got all these different types that you can put out on your board. So it kind of just makes a really nice looking landscape. Whereas, yeah, this is they're all going to be buildings
Yeah,
that I think from what I looked at, they look kind of the same. Still looks good. If this was your favorite game of all time,
yeah.
I'm sure it would be worth it to some people. Um, but yeah, this was one that we played once on Board Game Arena, and I don't know that two player is the best way to play this game. So I don't know that it was our favorite in that one play. We only played it two player. I think it sounded like they were maybe looking at redoing the two player thing in this one, so
Oh,
that
yeah,
could be good.
yeah.
Make me a little bit more interested because I think overall this looks like another solid production. Um, but yeah, I really like the ships. I really like the ships and the cargo little
Oh, yeah. The
boxes, crates
goods.
of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
those.
that's the highlight. I mean, because that's deluxe components plus it is very the center of the gameplay as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So it makes sense that they're upgrading that. So yeah, I really like that. I think that looks awesome. And then there's some worker miniatures that they got. I think they did four different models now. I think they originally was going
yeah,
to do two, but I think they added a couple more.
yeah,
Yeah, and then a lot of these different things that are nice and upgraded. The coins in Castle Burgundy were really nice, so I would think that it'll probably be a good quality in this as well. You get all the expansion content, it sounds like.
yeah.
So yeah, coming in at what do we got there? 146 for that's like everything in the playmat.
S-
59 for no miniatures.
So that would not have the ship or anything in it as well in this standard
Okay,
pledge.
and then
Special
95.
edition. So kind of
That
the
would
core edition of not cardboard will be 95, but you won't have those building miniatures.
that
Um,
would probably be the one I would get, I think, if I
yeah,
was going to back this.
yeah,
Um, and
I
then
would
you got
say so too.
landscape pledge 195. So yeah, it looks like October of next year is when this is supposed to deliver. I can't remember if Castles of Burgundy that one delivered a little late, maybe. I don't remember. Maybe it was a
Hmm.
lot late. Don't remember. Um, but yeah, so and then you can get San Juan the card game, which I think when I was listening to the Dice Tower, Z and Tom kind of made a big deal about like, oh, they're just not even showing that they've got San Juan available. Great game. Like they're not highlighting it. It's just kind of an add-on. So I don't know. That one might be good if
Yeah,
I have not played San Juan, so that made me a little interested in that, seeing their reaction to it. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know what that is exactly. So
Okay.
if you guys have played San Juan, don't know. Maybe this looks good. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's got me interested just from hearing that. I didn't know that was even available. Uh, and shipping's going to be actually, I mean, pretty average for being a pretty big project. So 20
Mhm.
maybe or more, depending what you get.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, this one I feel is like 50-50 as to if we're going to get this one. It's probably more likely to get it than not, just because they do have a great track record with just one release, and we enjoyed that game. And if they do make the two-player version even better, I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised if you backed it already and dropped that.
I have not. I have not yet. No. But yeah, I'll probably look into it a little bit more, see if that is the case. Because yeah, I really love that. So if you really love Puerto Rico, but have been looking for maybe a little deluxified version, I guess I don't really know since we played on Board Game Arena. I don't know what it looks like in person, like the current kind of available physical copy. If you wanted a special looking at copy, I would say from our experience of Castles of Burgundy, the upgrades from that, this is probably one for you if you really love the game.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Even at that 95 level, not going into like the everything pledge.
Yeah. Oh boy, another game that we have played. Gotta start out with the big dogs. This is a big dog for us. Maybe not the biggest dog to most in this list, but this might be the biggest dino dog to us in this list. But it ain't doing too bad. Over 2,000 backers, 235,000. This is a kind of it can be a standalone game or kind of expansion to DinoGenics, which we have a lot of dino themed game content that we released a couple of years ago, and we talked about this one, and it ended up right, I think, at the top, at least for one of us, as our favorite dino game. So we really love this one.
Yeah, like you said, we had a lot of content, and I was actually recently looking at our, and that's what I just sent you, our top viewed videos, and we have like a Triceratops triple threat of Dinosaur Island, Dinosaur World, and DinoGenics, and that was the image I just sent you, where there's recently been an uptick of people watching, and I think I know what caused it. It may have something to do with this. But yeah, that one I think ended up being at the top, or this one, and yeah, I'm definitely interested in getting the probably the new stuff that they have here and the expansion that we did not get originally.
Because that's not been too easy to get.
No.
So yeah, that old like something chaos, whatever it is, expansion as well as the new content. For sure, it's one of our favorite games, and I mean, I'm even tempted to just get the brand new base game so we each have a copy.
Oh boy,
but I don't know about that. I mean, we like it a lot, and I think this has a pretty decent solo mode, at least in the base game. I think they're even adding kind of maybe an automa type of character for solo mode and solo play, and possibly even into a two-player game. I think a lot of automas can do that. I don't know if this one can, but so if you are into solo, I would recommend this one too. But if you just like
this one's on Board Game Arena as well. It just recently launched on there, so that's another place you can try it before you decide if you want to buy it here. If you've used Board Game Arena before, so yeah, I'm really excited for the stuff on this one because it's very hard to get, or it has been hard to get. So I think this is another one of the few that you probably, if you're really interested, I would probably back it. They have in the past had like stuff on their website and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe now that they're kind of, it sounds like it's all going to be in one package or something after this or this Game Found project. So maybe they'll have it more readily available for all the content in it. I'm not 100% sure. But I just know from the past, hasn't been the easiest to get.
Yeah. Okay, so we get the new arrivals expansion plus park manager storage box. So just the box and the new stuff is going to be $45. If you want, it looks like everything. Old expansion, base game, new stuff, $139, which is not that bad considering there are a ton of awesome dinosaur meeples in this. Wooden fence pieces, dual layered boards, bunch of cardboard tokens as well. Great artwork, I think, on all the cards. But I mean, and it's just a great game to go with it. If
Yeah,
I was
November
told,
2025.
would you start over at this price? I would, personally.
Yeah, I think it's a really good game, and with that extra content, I think that's a fair price, especially on crowdfunding. I think that's a fair price on that, and yeah, I would definitely look at getting that all in if you don't have it already, and you really love the dinosaur theme, and you tend to like classic worker placement feeling games.
Yeah.
It very much feels like I don't know, just some of the I don't know. Stone Age comes to mind. So it's heavier than Stone Age, but it's got that feel. It's got Lords of Waterdeep feel. I think to me,
It's a little
kind
little
of that sort of
simpler than
yeah,
Dinosaur Island, Dinosaur World. They have a big old DNA matching kind of way to build the dinosaurs. This one's a lot simpler. Just collect a set of cards, and the look as well is very just classic. A lot more grounded, realistic. Not a
yeah,
bunch of pink dinosaurs and stuff.
yeah. This one uses set collection in the game as more of a mechanic to get something versus having it be an end game scoring thing.
Yeah,
So pretty cool.
20 plus shipping as well. And maybe the biggest one that we just recently added, so we know pretty much nothing about this one. I just saw it and I'm like, this has like a lot of backers, so I thought let's throw it in here. Just do a slight mention. 16,453 backers, 8 days left, over 3.5 million of that currency. Heroes of Might and Magic 3, the board game, Stronghold, Conflux, and Cove expansions. I think it's based on a video game, and
Yeah,
I don't know if there's two before this or if this is the first board game based on the third video game. Who knows? I am clueless, but
that's
it
that's what I wasn't sure of either.
looked like another one of those. Go out on the map, maybe a scenario, explore, upgrade your characters, combat, different things like that. I could be completely wrong, but another one of those big games, and we've gotten a couple of those games that we have not completely explored and outplayed. So I don't think we're looking for any more of these, but looks to add another. Obviously, if you're a fan of the game, there's a lot more
Right.
interest there. But oh boy,
That is a
oh
lot of stuff. That is too much
oh my
stuff.
goodness, I have not seen this picture.
Wow.
That's a lot of stuff, a lot of content, and you'll be playing this forever. Hope you like
Yes.
it.
I hope you like it. That must be if you go all in. But yeah,
This is just
still, that's a
episode one.
lot.
Episode one content.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's a little bit too much for me, especially since I have no knowledge of the game itself or any of that. But yeah, if you do like that, might be for you.
Very,
Does it
very
not have a date on it? I
lots
don't know
of
how.
pledges of pledges, varying prices, 80 to 400, and shipping's probably timetable. They're looking to ship into
A year out.
2025. Yeah, yeah. And I guess shipping prices a little more than the previous projects. But,
It's a lot, but yeah, I mean, it looks good, but
yeah,
I'm not currently looking for a game like this. I don't think just a bit much, but if you're a big fan, looks like there's a lot of good content out there. And if this is kind of expansion content, I'm sure you can go out and just find out if the base game is something you'd like.
yeah.
There should be content, I would assume, if it's good.
Hopefully. Oh boy, we're pulling it back, like getting a little more grounded with these projects. Something we can understand here with a moon
Exactly.
bunny.
Board game inspired by Moon Festival folklore. If I can say that, I almost said something else. But yeah, this one's not going to have long to go, so definitely go check it out if you're seeing this video right when it uploads. But 145,000, 2,500 backers, so doing pretty well for kind of a smaller game. And from this looks of it, you're kind of going out and collecting these tiles and then creating your kind of tableau out of those tiles. Looked like it could be interesting. I'm not really sure uh, how collecting those will go and how you score points and stuff, but it looks like a simple game that may end up being kind of a, I don't know, King Domino. That's just the game I always go to. More of a simple thing that you can kind of maybe play quickly, and it's just kind of
Oh,
one
yeah.
that you go back to, and you teach to family and friends, and it's kind of one of those staple ones potentially is what it kind of looks like to me, where you kind of
Yeah.
gaining those tiles and then building out a little tableau.
Yeah.
Seems like it would be relatively simple.
Yeah, I could see that. Definitely. It doesn't look overcomplicated at all. The only thing that might be is maybe some of these little parchment tokens that
Mhm.
possibly gave you little bonuses, or I'm not sure exactly what that'd be, little abilities. But yeah, other than
Right.
that, it looks very simple. Couple different ways to move on this map and gain tiles, add them together. Once I know the rules, I'm sure I know kind of how I want to build this out, and it's not just complete random.
I would hope.
But yeah, it looks cool. Looks nice as well. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm surprised that it is doing as well as it is. Because I guess I don't know the company, or uh, I have not heard much about it. But
Yeah, I think when I was looking, these are the ones that did, was it Steam Up or something?
oh, yep,
Which I haven't played that either, but I think they did that one. I think that was this one. But yeah, so what else do we got? Shipping timeline.
I guess yeah, the game would be about 41 for that regular edition. Collector's edition
63.
includes some foil on there, some acrylic pieces, some standees. And shipping is going to be another $20. So, yeah,
Yeah, it seems like that's about where a lot of them are these days, this size of game, unfortunately, because this one does seem like one that could be a little bit cheaper, a little bit more
yeah,
approachable. Uh, but board games are just getting expensive in general, so I think that's just the way it is.
yeah,
But yeah, September 25 delivery, so another one about a year out.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Really,
interesting
really,
looking.
really like that cover.
It is a good cover.
But is it a spooky cover? I don't think so, but this one is Spooktacular, a tabletop game of B movie horror thrills. 1,400 backers, 86,000, 61 hours to go. So another one ending very soon. This one, there's a lot of, there's been a lot of horror themed games in the past couple of years,
Yes.
ever since Horrified hit the scene, and everything's just been coming along, being like, you know what, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to have maybe a movie, old 80s horror movie type aesthetic, and VHS tapes, and this and that. It's all over the place.
Oh, and Pepper's just not a fan of it.
I didn't say I wasn't a fan. We got we got Final Girl. That's kind of a
Yeah.
simple thing. I do enjoy that one. I just played that the other day. So I'm in a horror theme mood at the moment, and this one does have me somewhat interested, mainly because there are 20 monsters you can play in this one that I think all have pretty unique ways of kind of moving around this board of victims, pretty much rooms and different victims, and you're moving victims from rooms to other ones, collecting them, um, and trying to gain various
So like,
points in those ways, setting things up to help yourself. It looked pretty cool. Kind of makes me think of something like Merchants of whatever Cove, Merchants Cove,
merch.
a less complicated name than I thought, um, where it's very simple gameplay, core game, but each person kind of has a unique way of handling things. So it looked cool to me. I don't know if I probably wouldn't go and back it yet. I didn't seem like as deep of gameplay, maybe on initial look, for me to be super interested. But on the
Mhm.
same hand, I do like simpler games. So I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought you might. I wasn't sure if you'd end up being a big fan of this one or not. Just being kind of a film kind of guy, especially horror films. But yeah, I thought it looked good as well. But yeah, I don't know that I'd back it. I'm hoping that this one will be available after the fact. Maybe you can get it
Yeah.
a little bit cheaper. Because yeah, I do like the thought of doing that, and kind of a movie theater theme seems pretty
Oh,
cool to me. I kind of made me feel like, I'm surprised there aren't more of like some movie theater themed games out there that I'm aware of anyway. I'm sure there are, but this was kind of the first one I've heard of.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, so we got $55 for the complete game experience, and then get a bunch of extra things. I think like a deck of cards, different things. They didn't seem like overly gameplay pieces.
Related.
You can get for $94,
Mm-hmm.
and shipping is going to be 15, $18, depending on which of those versions you get. I would be interested in this one. I think I'd want to watch a gameplay to see if those if those different monsters do feel really unique. Because I mean, it felt unique, but it also felt kind of like just kind of doing the same thing, but in different ways,
Oh.
where they're not really like doing completely different things. It's like you move people in this way, you move people in that way. Like it's kind of the same, but
Right.
I'll look into it more probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm at least a little bit interested in that one. And another one I'm a little bit interested in at $82,000, 1,100 backers, 71 hours ago. Uh, Natera, New Beginning. Uh, and that's mainly probably just because of the artwork. I don't know. I like that cover. I
Oh,
feel like I've been seeing it for a while now. I don't know how long this has kind of been out there, but uh, just something about it. You got the bunny from Bunny Kingdom there
is
holding the
he
flag.
is he
I'm assuming.
lifting weights? Oh my!
Yeah, he is lifting some weights because that's what they do. But yeah, I don't know. This one just it looked interesting to me. I don't know that it'll do anything like brand new crazy, but uh, just the look of the artwork and stuff and the meeples, I thought all looked pretty
Yeah,
cool. You're kind of going to different areas of the board and going up tracks and stuff, I think. Collecting resources and completing cards, I think. I mean, pretty similar to a lot of games, but yeah, it looks good. I think a lot of the components and stuff in it look pretty cool. So
yeah.
I'm probably just a I don't know, lover of good looking components and stuff. And who knows if the gameplay is actually great. But yeah, this would be one I'd have to also probably look at a video on game of it being played or something before I would actually go and back it. But I'm hoping that this one will be available after the fact.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh boy, this guy's drawing me in here.
Why
Yeah,
back now?
yeah. It looked like a lot of great components, but gameplay wise, I was like, this looks like a lot of other games, a lot of pieces where you really have to play it or watch and play it through to really see what sets it apart.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, this will be $89 for I think kind of the only version. It's pre-stretched or whatever they say type of
That's good.
game, which I do like. And then shipping is going to be another, you guessed it, about $20.
Yeah, so about 110, which yeah, it does seem like that's where they are these days. But I do like that they just have the deluxe version, don't have like two versions, and you're making the choice between them.
Yeah.
So that is good.
Yeah. Overparked. So throw out that nature, those animals.
Yes.
Let's get all about concrete and
Run them down.
metals.
Puzzle strategy game by Origami. I don't know. Was that the name?
I mean,
Almost 10.
they want you to say it that way. I mean, look,
That's what they
it's
want.
gotta be.
About 9,500 bucks, 220 backers, a week to go. So you got some time on this one. And yeah, I don't. It seems like an interesting thing. I know it's probably just gonna feel like other polyomino style games, but I don't know. I thought that looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Got a little bit of Planet Unknown, spin this, and everyone gets whatever their color of the wheel is pointing towards. Place that in their space. Go until someone can't place anymore. Very similar to Planet Unknown in that
mhm.
way, but yeah, I don't know. Get different scoring for based kind of what areas you're filling here, like these four corners or something. It looked cool. I thought it would be more of like made me think of those apps where you're like sliding, trying to get everything out of the
Mhm.
parking lot. I was like, how are they going to do that in a board game? I don't think it's that. There may be some little things in here like that. I think this is more just fitting things in, trying to connect. I assume connect colors to each other, score for groups. Thinking it's something like that, which is a
Mhm.
little more basic than I was initially expecting, but what I was initially expecting could have been very chaotic.
Yeah, that was kind of my first thought too, is I thought it was one of those style ones, and I was like, how's that gonna work in a board game? That could be kind of cool, but yeah, I think this one could be a good game. Just a matter of does it set itself apart enough? That's probably my only concern,
Yeah,
but it's an
uh,
interesting theme.
yeah. Looks like it'll be 42 for a copy of the base game, and shipping. We're looking to deliver November to April 2025. And shipping, looking for 25 to 30. So for US, that's going to be like $80 almost now. And that's just a
Yeah,
little too much
I
for
would agree.
us. We have too many games as it is. We are blessed to have an overpopulated collection, and got to be conscious what we're getting, and I just don't think it makes the cut. Although it looks good. I do like polyomino games, fitting those games. We just have so many.
Right, exactly.
And on to an expansion to Lands of Galzyr. This is Dreams and Mysteries. You're the only one who's played Lands of Galzyr, so you will be the expert here, but I'll give you the stats. We've got nearly 2,500 backers. You could be the 2500 backer if this is still
Ooh.
not bumped up in about 12 hours from when we're filming this and it's posted. And 138,000 here. Yeah, I don't know much about this. This looks like it just adds a little more stuff, a little more variety, and maybe characters or story, things like that.
Yeah, I definitely need to. We definitely need to. Michaela and I need to play this some more. It's on our 20 by 5, and we have not actually gotten to it yet this year. But maybe once we play it some more, maybe we'll need this extra content. I'm sure it would. I'm sure they can add some cool new things, but this is a very boy. I might be needing that plushie. But yeah, so it's very story driven. You have to really be into it for the story. Uh,
Yeah,
because yeah, otherwise I think you're going to be disappointed. Because it's otherwise there's a little bit of kind of luck to it, I would say as well. So it's not like a very strategy driven game. If that's what you hope for in your games, you have to just know going into it, this is going to be very kind of story driven and making choices and stuff. I don't know if it's considered choose your own adventure, but um,
yeah,
I think it was a lot of fun. I did like our play of it, but uh, I think you just have to know that going in. Uh, and yeah, I think it's a solid game. I just don't know that I need an expansion yet. So if you played through it, I think you'll probably know whether or not you need that. But this is a good chance to actually get the base game. I don't know how easily available it was. I think I had to order mine from their website, so I don't know that it's like in retail currently. So
oh, yeah,
there's a good chance to get just the base game too, uh, but also that expansion if
yeah.
you want to add that on there.
That plushie is tempting. We
It
like
is.
birds. Ever since Wingspan came out, we're crazy about birds.
Yes. Yeah. It's a good game.
Yeah. Oh boy, going on to our one backer kit uh, project of the week. Maybe the first one all year. It's been a while.
Has been a while.
Can it compete with all these other ones just by itself? One Deck Dungeon, an expansion standalone game here. Relics of the Forge. We got $220,000, 2,800 backers, 8 days left. It's kind of a solo or cooperative game where you're rolling a bunch of dice, encountering different cards that you're defeating, assigning the dice to, battling, defending against, and trying to get through all of these to the end, to the big boss, to defeat them. And we played it a couple times, and I don't think it's ever really been. I think we enjoyed it, but it's never really hit that great for us. I think you might have given it away by now. I forget. It's pretty small. It might still be in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. Because it was fine, but it's very luck dependent. Sometimes in the game you're rolling dice, and you can mitigate dice a little bit, but you can only mitigate them so much. So if you just have a terrible roll, you just are pretty much done, or you can't win. There's not much you can do about it. So definitely some luck based to the game. But yeah, I'm sure for people out there that really like the game, it seems to be popular. Especially, doing quite well for being a project like I said. One out of all the projects we've looked at this year, we maybe had 0 or 1 on backer kits, so it's good that it's been able to do this well on there. It's a way to get. It looks like all the other content as well. It looks like they have some other expansions for it. But yeah, I was mid on it. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't my least favorite. Just wasn't all that. Oh my goodness!
More
just all the plushies now. Pretty soon, it's just not even going to be board games anymore. It's just going to be plushies that these companies are selling.
Plushies and I guess some cardboard that you can play with. But yeah, so you can get the new stuff, new standard copy of the thing, and it's 25. Get a deluxe version for 45. Get the vault with everything for 80. Vault deluxe 130. Add on some stuff for some more. So yeah, not gonna be for us. I would like this to be on like Board Game Arena or something, because I'd like to go back to it randomly. I think that would help it being on.
I wonder, digital. Does it have an app?
It might. It seems like one that would.
Yeah, I feel like I would rather play it that way.
Yeah,
because there's just some little things that you have to. I think that's part of the reason why didn't stay in the collection, is just has these little kind of nitpicky type things that you're managing and stuff, and I don't know. Just I think would be better on Board Game Arena or some app.
Yeah, I agree. Oh boy. Tameri. This one, it's got a pyramid in the center, and that was kind of draws me in a little bit. Got 716 backers.
A little bit?
2 weeks ago. Okay, quite a bit. It looks.
Come on, Pepper. Look at that pyramid.
Quite a bit. An amazing amount. I am 100% invested in this pyramid and that obelisk.
Actually, I am invested in it.
Pretty cool too. This takes all the T games, puts them to shame.
It's starting a new T series, something maybe a little bit more approachable, hopefully.
Yeah, this is Tekenu Teotihuacan times Potion Explosion. But yeah, it looked cool. It was, you're throwing these marbles in this pyramid, and they're shooting out to the different sides, and that's representing the weather for the map. And depending on what it is, you'll want to do different things based on what the weather is, get different cards or resources, something like that. And this card layout looked kind of cool, trying to match these symbols between the cards. I always love stuff like that.
I always like that too.
So it looked like there were quite a few things for unknown games. Like, obviously, I love DinoGenics, very interested in that stuff. But for like unknown games, this is one of the top ones this week for me.
Yeah, I was a little worried because I was like, I'm probably just pulled in by that gimmick. of the marbles and stuff. But yeah, once I saw that card thing, I'm like, okay, this might be a little bit more than just a gimmick. Because I always like when cards do that. It makes me, for some reason, it makes me think of Garfield games. But I don't know that they do that, but it just reminds me of that. So yeah, I'm hopeful in this one being really good. I'm gonna have to look into it a little bit more. I'm actually surprised. What was the price on this one? Maybe it must be the price because surprised this one isn't doing better than it is. Because this looks really good.
99 for deluxe game found edition. Otherwise, 60 for non-deluxe. So yeah, I think it'd be doing a little bit better. I mean, it looks fantastic and popular.
Maybe just a little bit too much. I don't know. Could just be a little bit too much money, but yeah, I'm surprised. But yeah, maybe if I watched a actual playthrough video or something, maybe I'm missing something, and it is just a gimmick. But those upgrades look really good.
Tempted. I'm tempted. This is in contention for pick of the week, I would say.
I would agree.
Sure. On to a solo game of the month. This is a series that they do, and this one is Hunted North Pole, which I believe is a re-implementation of a solo game called Hunted, which I am not familiar with. We may have covered it even, but I'm not familiar with it. It's a Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And it's going to deliver by Christmas, they say. So you can play it there. It's got $12,500 over 520 backers, exactly over a week to go. And there's so many games in this series now that I'm like, I don't even know what ones that I'm interested in. They all look cool as you're kind of usually going through a deck and managing different things. And I think you're a little bit of maybe push your luck here. That made me think of Port Royal, where you're revealing cards. You don't want to be too loud, and you're trying to resolve the cards and clear them out of the row. It looked like some cool stuff in there, but again, I'm like, there's just so many games that have this feeling for me, give this vibe that I'm not sure if this is going to be the one to stand out from the rest.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at too. I've always been looking for Christmas themed games just to play around that time of year. But yeah, I don't know that this one would quite be the one for me. It's interesting enough, but I don't know that I love the. Even though I have fun with some of the movies, it seems like that have been Christmas related recently that are like these action movies or I don't know. I don't know if you call it violence and stuff, but that's kind of the look that some of this has to it. And I don't know that I love that for this type of game.
I don't know what you're talking about here.
I mean, it makes sense with like what the game is and stuff. So I get it, but yeah, probably just not quite for me. But yeah, hopefully this one will actually deliver. You'll be able to play it for the holidays. But yeah, otherwise you get the print and play, and you should be able to play that pretty soon. I would assume you'll be able to get that even quicker, probably before even Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
even Halloween possibly.
Yes. So yeah, $24, which I mean, it seems like a decently small game for that. I don't know what their prices usually are, but
yeah,
shipping to be
$5 shipping at
$5.
Least.
So I'm like, print and play. It's kind of. I mean, it seems like a lot of it is pretty easily printable stuff. Couple cardboard components, I think, tokens and some dice. But other than that, I mean, I think this would be a pretty good one to print and play, and pretty much just paying the shipping cost then, just for the whole game.
Right. Yeah. We haven't we haven't ever printed anything ourselves, but I think if you had something that made some decent quality cards, I think that's going to be the biggest thing for this game for you. So if you've got that, I don't think it's too bad for $5 for sure.
Yeah. Boy, Stack O Caps. This one is stays with the cutesy. It doesn't go into the violent, I don't think. I mean, it depends kind of what thematic representation all of these cats tumbling over, what that actually means, entails. Just big old fight going on. But this one's pretty popular. This one's got over 3,600 backers, over $175,000. Where I looked at it and I'm like, well, what's this going to be? And it's exactly what it appears to be.
It's crazy because there's already, I think, animal upon animal, and there might even be other games that do this similar thing. So I'm surprised as well that it's doing that well. I mean, I know people probably like cats, but I'm more of a dog person. So maybe if it was dogs, I'd be more interested, I guess, or I don't know. But yeah, it's probably a good game if you like kind of, you can see what he's doing right there. If you like that kind of thing, you're gonna know it. If you don't like that, you know that as well. So you know what you're getting with this game. The components look pretty good, and it does make sense where the cats are kind of, stretching out in different shapes and stuff. So it kind of makes you think of Isle of Cats a little bit, where that's polyominoes and stuff. But yeah, I'm sure this will be fun for if you like cats and you like the style game. I think this one's going to be family friendly for sure, or able to be played by most of the family. Yeah, I don't know. It's not one for me, but
yeah, $29. A lot of cute cats in there.
Yeah.
Get a little more deluxe, or I can get some plushies here. Get some stuffed animals, whatever they are, cat toys, I guess. But you can play with them just as much as the cat.
There you go. I thought at first that courier, I thought you were playing to him like, Pepper, that's not a plushie, that's an actual cat, I'm pretty sure.
I assume it does not come with a cat. I do not see it say here, cat not included, so maybe it includes a cat. Who knows?
Yeah. It might.
So, I mean,
figure that out.
That's about half the projects so far that include stuffed animals of some sort.
Yes.
Popular. Oh boy, from cats to ants. March of the Ants, the ultimate ant civilization game. And I'm like, for a theme on a civilization game, I don't think it gets any better than ants. I mean, that's perfect. It has me completely invested from a theme over just a basic go through the history of humans and here's all these historical figures you can have, throw Einstein in there, whatever. I'm like, no, I want ants. You can make some puns and recreate those figures with ants if you want to. I'd be up for that. But
right,
ants, that's just, I mean, they build colonies. You just think of them as world builders and civilization builders, and a lot of people agree. Over 3,000 backers, 16 days ago, $200,000. I assume
I don't know.
You are pretty interested in this as well.
I am very interested in this one. I think I've been interested ever since I learned of it because I think this is kind of bringing it back in a new edition and stuff. I don't know how easily available the old edition was, but when I heard of that, I just thought kind of similar to you. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and it's a very interesting thing, and it's not like they're I don't know, like so what was the game earlier where, it's after the humans and it's animals.
Oh, yeah.
I do like the animals in that one, and I was excited for that game, but I don't know that I love all these games that are like, oh, humans after animals and stuff, but like this one, it's just taking this can be ants right now, along with humans having things, they're still building out their own civilization. So I really like that.
They don't have to kill us all off. For
Right.
us to enjoy
Maybe
this.
they did, but we're not bringing that up. They're still, just wandering there. But yeah, and then I don't know. I really like the look of this ant where you are kind of evolving over time. I'm assuming is what that's supposed to show. So you can kind of change the different parts of their body to do special things. I think that's really cool. The evolution cards, and yeah, just moving around, having it be a 4X style game. I think it works really well too. And you're just kind of building out this little path and stuff, and you're battling with the other. I'm really interested in this one. We'll see. I have not backed it yet, but I may. We'll see what ends up happening. But I'm very interested in this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested. The only thing that worries me is how complicated is this going to be? Is it actually
That's my
one
worry.
gameplay that we can play a lot and enjoy, and that others will want to play with Zach. But yeah,
That is
Deluxe.
the reason why I haven't yet.
Yes, I figured. This Deluxe doesn't seem to be like adding a lot of stuff. I mean, it just turns these. I think these would be maybe a thick paper into cardboard, player mats, and then some wooden tokens here. Otherwise, and then expansion, but I don't know if you can get the expansion in another area. I assume you must be able to add it on in some way, so it's actually not that tempting of a deluxe edition for me because it already looks fantastic with the
I would
base
agree.
version. Lots of fantastic artwork. Cards, I think, are kind of front and center in this one. And yeah, look forward to seeing what. I mean, it's already existing, so I guess I have to go watch some gameplay video of that old edition. And standard edition, not too pricey, $49. Even the deluxe only up to 65.
Yeah, it's not too bad, and I think that was one of the reasons I was still kind of debating because I'm like, as you guys can see, with the however many projects we've already looked at, and probably the ones to come, prices on Kickstarter and stuff these days are a lot, and so I mean that's even though, like we said, the Deluxified isn't like as great as maybe some of the other Deluxified ones we've looked at. 65 for that, I mean that's what you're getting for your regular one. So then even if you don't want that deluxe, I mean you're going down to 50. That's pretty good. I'm assuming shipping's gonna be about 20 again, um,
Yeah.
which is just pretty much the same as all the other ones, very close. So yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah.
So I keep going back and forth on it, but I'm like, will it be available after the fact? Because then maybe I could get it somewhere and not have to pay the shipping.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the thing these days. Is like, can I get it after the fact and not pay the $20 shipping? Because
Yeah.
that just adds up.
If you can sneak it without that shipping, it feels like a big win.
It does. Been
But
spoiled.
yes, yes. But trust me, you'll regret it if you don't get that game. But will you regret not getting Trust Me? This one is also doing pretty good. Almost 2,000 backers for just a small card game. This is crazy. $32,000 over 2 weeks to go. And this one is your kind of have some cards out on the table, and you are playing cards face down to them. So you play a card face down saying, this matches the card you play it at. So if it's like a yellow 5 or something, or this, the blue 6, you're saying, this is a blue 6 I'm playing face down here. People can call your bluff and flip it over. If it matches, you get them both. If they don't call you, you get them both no matter what, whether you lied or were telling the truth. But if they call you out and you were lying, then you get nothing. Which
Exactly.
That's a classic kind of mechanism, kind of bluff type of thing in games. And we don't have that many with it. And I think this could be a good thing to have in the collection, something to feel different.
Yeah, that deception type thing, those types of games in general, I don't know that our group is, I don't know, the biggest fans of them, but kind of with what's going on in this one, I feel like that kind of potential lying and stuff isn't as big of a factor. Like either are or aren't, and it's not like you have to work to try to deceive someone. You just kind of are like, that's that, and that's as far as you have to go. You don't have to be like, uh, really mulling over what you're gonna do. Um, so I like that about the game. It seems like simple in that way. So yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, maybe. Just because they do allow you to, and this might be why it has so many backers. I think they allow you to start at $1 and pay what you want to pay for the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm assuming along with shipping as well, you'll have to pay. I'm assuming. It looks like December 2024 for estimated delivery. So
yeah, not too much for shipping. So yeah, it's always nice when they do have that. Pay what you want. And
so about 10, $11, which is pretty solid, even though it is, just a kind of a card game and some tokens. The art looks interesting.
Yeah, I really do enjoy the artwork. The art style is very unique.
Yeah, I can see myself maybe getting that one just because of the price.
Yeah, for sure. Boy, Rayman, the board game. Everybody loves Rayman.
Yes, it's from the classic TV show, I believe, is what this is based on.
Yeah.
Raymond has a huge nose. He's notorious for that. 1,400 backers 2 weeks to go, 190,000. But yeah, this is actually based on a video game, I believe, which is one that I have not played, so I don't really know much about it. So this is probably going to be appeal more to those people that are in that. For some reason, this made me think of Mechs versus Minions. I don't know why, because I don't know that the gameplay reminds me of it, but just the fact that it's like, oh, you get these different miniatures here, and you're going around a track. It's based off of a game. I don't know. You're not going around a track in Mechs versus Minions, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, Pepper. I know you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Maybe the people listening don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying.
that's what I thought as well. When I saw these painted miniatures, I was like, Mechs versus Minions. Based off a video game, Mechs versus Minions. It's my very same thought. So that had me a little interested. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And I saw the company wasn't the same. I'm like, okay. So I don't need to get too excited here, but this one looks decent, and it was making me think a little bit of Cubitos because it's kind of a race as you're going around the track here. We have some. We don't play Cubitos nearly enough, so we do have race games that we like to play, and I just don't think we're looking for another one. If you're interested, obviously, in the video game, I think this one is going to hopefully be a treat for you and be something you can enjoy because the production does look pretty fantastic. I assume these are big characters, recognizable names from the game. Yeah, they look really cool.
I agree. Yeah, I thought it definitely looked cool. It's just, yeah, a matter of having no history with this. So doesn't really do much for me, but hopefully for those of you out there that have a connection to this game will hopefully be a good one.
Yeah,
it looks like you got kind of all different types of levels of pledges there. Either from what is it, about 50 to all the way up to hundreds of dollars.
100, 300, 250. So yeah, various levels. Yeah, if you're interested, you're interested for sure. Oh boy, Emberleaf. Now this one got me interested on designer. It's Frank West who did Isle of Cats, Race to the Raft, and they've always delivered on time. At least the first two Isle of Cats ones did for us. And, so it's built some trust, and they've been fantastic games that I've enjoyed. So I got excited here, and then I was like, "Where are the cats? Where are the cats? I want more cats!" But this is a kind of a new game theme. It's got doing pretty well over 2 weeks ago. 1,600 backers, $170,000. A lot of good components with wooden screen printed components and a big old map here in the center, which I'm like, okay, this is different. This is different than I'm used to with Frank West and kind of playing cards and having different effects activate on them. And it's card dancing or whatever he calls the mechanism, and they kind of slide off your board, which kind of made me think of one of the Garfield games where is it Viscounts or Paladins?
No.
Maybe Paladins.
Viscounts where you're going through.
Kind of aging the cards and they get discarded and maybe have bonuses when they're discarded. I think some of these have movement and discard bonuses. That seems pretty cool. I like that. And their effects, I think, pretty much move you around the map and build different buildings. And I don't even know how you win the game. I'm guessing you gain victory points in various ways. Looks really nice. Looks like it has interesting gameplay. I haven't seen him design a game this seems the most complicated, but they've been pretty approachable so far that I think I could probably be fine with whatever level this is.
Yeah. I don't think, from the little I've looked at this one, I don't think that is going to be too difficult. I think there might be some terminology to get used to right away for, yeah, like you said, when those cards are dancing around the board. Uh, kind of, I'm guessing there's some terminology relating to that, and that would probably be the biggest thing that you'd have to learn. And then once you did, I don't think that it doesn't seem like it'd be one that would be too difficult.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got some different pledge levels here. Yeah, depending on how far you want to go into the rabbit hole here. You can do all various levels of pledges. August 2025 delivery date. In the past, their games have been available after the fact, and I think for this one, I'd probably wait and buy it later. Hopefully, it'll be in retail. Always taking the risk that it might not be, but yeah, it looks interesting enough that I'd want to own it. But I feel like there's been a lot of games recently that I've been very interested in. So,
pretty good shipping.
I was gonna say that shipping's not bad, so maybe I might have to relook at that to see what the total price would end up being. I don't know. I just don't know that I'd want that deluxe version necessarily.
Yeah, probably.
So that's kind of where I was like, if I'm not gonna deluxify it too much, then maybe it's just better to wait for a retail version.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the shipping, it's the first one that's been really low. So if the shipping's that cheap, then that's usually, like I said, the one thing I'm trying to avoid paying. So if I don't have to avoid that, really, then it changes a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested in this, and
Mhm.
I gotta watch some reviews, maybe some playthroughs.
Watch some card dancing.
God dancing. Oh boy, Wayfarer's Tale. Hope you know about this one. I didn't dive too deep into this one. The journey
Oh boy,
begins.
this is what Kickstarter is all about, Pepper.
Oh my goodness.
It's got the Golden Geek Award for I
My
think a
goodness.
print and play game. So I think originally it was available for people to try and print and play. I think it might have been like free and whatnot. So I think now they're making it available for people to buy this way. It's doing quite well, almost 1,000 backers, 62,000 over 2 weeks to go. Um, I I'll say I didn't look at it too much, but just I don't know. A lot of the artwork looked really good. I liked the artwork quite a bit. Um, and yeah, it's just a game where it seems like I don't know, rolling dice, slotting them into different things, going across different lands. It seems like one that I don't know would just be I don't know how to explain it. Uh, with the different maps and stuff, it just seems like an interesting one that I'd like to play over and over again.
Oh yeah.
And there's different areas to, I think, slot in dice to get across different terrains and stuff in different ways, using kind of the different helpers, from my understanding.
Oh yeah.
And I just thought that seemed kind of unique. Made me think a little bit of Quest for El Dorado, but obviously not with cards in your hand, but just utilizing different characters that help you get across.
Yeah.
Didn't look at it too closely, but yeah, I just thought those things looked pretty interesting, and the components, little bits and stuff, all look like a lot of fun. And yeah, just going across those maps, I always like kind of those hexagonal style maps where you're trying to go across different areas and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's always a fun thing. Makes me think of Merchant, not Merchant.
Oh yeah. Guild of
What
Merchant Explorers.
Guild of Merchant Explorers. Yes, that was the other one it made me think of. So
Yeah, the board does look a lot like that.
So yeah, I think I'm hoping that it's a simpler one and uh, will be really solid.
Yeah, so deluxe will be $74, standard will be 55, 15 shipping. Yeah, this one looks nice. I like that kind of all the explorers are unique like that. And I would be interested.
Yeah.
Boy, we're on to, I think we covered some of these in a different episode. So LUDOS, the
I
Ancient
think they did
Games
Asia
collection.
one before.
Yeah, Asia. Now we're on to Africa. So who will cover all these places first, Wingspan or this series of games? Wait and see. This one's got a lot of backers as well. Wow, thousands of backers for almost every project here. My goodness.
It's really hot right now.
Yeah. And this one, it's usually a few 4 abstract kind of games. So kind of like a chess-like game where you're moving pieces with different rules and trying to outsmart your opponents, and they handle it in slightly different ways or quite different ways based on the 4 different games you have. Sometimes maybe you're hopping pieces over other pieces and claiming things and kind of going head to head in battle, lions versus elephants, things like that. Got some
Lemurs
Mancala.
hopping across. Yeah, coffee. What was it? Chocolate? Was it chocolate
Yeah, I
cocoa
think so.
beans
Cocoa
or something
beans.
for the Mancala? But yeah, I thought these all looked kind of cool, but they all seem like the kind of mass markety games almost, with maybe slight tweaks on them, slight twists. Uh, like you said, kind of something make you think of Mancala chess. Seems like they're pretty close on some of those things, and then some, yeah. These are more Pepper style games than Zach. So I was like, oh, we'll see if Pepper's interested in any of them or think any of them look unique enough that it's like, oh, it's worth getting in the collection. Because I think this one also has, and I remembered that from the other one where you could pay whatever price. So I think you can pay whatever price for one of the 4 of
Oh,
them, or pay what
that's
you
cool.
want. So it's another cool one to do that, but I think that's just for one. Otherwise, you can buy like all 4 of them in that single box and kind of have them all together.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
the thing I want. I don't know which one is going to be more to my style, and they all look very beautiful with these
mhm.
upgraded components. And yeah, this one you got the Asia ones, or up to like 8 games. And at this point, I'm like, I would have to do quite a bit of research to know if I'm going to pick and choose one, which one it's going to be. And I know already that probably like them quite a bit the most in our group, these types of games. So I don't know if it's even worth getting a physical version of these games.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
probably would be pretty low on your if you had to pick a few games to maybe play for the night. I don't think this would be in your top probably 200 these kind of games.
I mean, if we had it and you really wanted to play it, and it was, I don't know that any of these are going to be like overly long games. As long as they're not like long, uh, some of these can be tough for me if they're on the longer side because like using my brain in a way that I just am not great at for a long period of time. But yeah, I think these ones would be solid. This is another kind of thing where this is what Kickstarter's for. These types of projects. I think they have some available from the Asia one maybe as well. So yeah, definitely check this one out if you tend to like those styles of games.
Yeah.
Those abstract, thinky games that Pepper loves.
Yes. Boy.
No, no.
DC deck building. Oh, that freaking pop up. I hate that. I hate that on Kickstarter. That pop up when I hover over these things. DC deck building game, Arkham Asylum. Very
I put this one
popular.
in. I put this one in for you, Pepper. So this is all you.
This is all me. This is all me, DC.
I know you're a big DC fan,
I did
and it
get,
was doing
well,
well.
only I had a DC hat that I could turn around. And yeah, doing well, on par with all the rest here. I do like DC. Not into comics of them, but I do like the movies. And I don't know this is expansion stuff. I think for
Mhm.
this game, and I
So,
haven't played it. Whenever I hear the deck building game, I always get excited because it's one of my favorite mechanisms. But I think I've heard of this one, and I haven't looked too close into it. I really should because it's a theme that I like and a mechanism I like. I didn't see anything in here. I didn't go too close into it. My God, we just have artwork here. We don't even have game components. There we go. There's some game components. Seem like pretty basic deck building things, play things, get power or um, spending money to get more
mhm.
cards and activate abilities, things like that. Where I don't know, we have quite a few already of these games. That's going to be a thing we say a lot, or at least I say a lot in these videos, as
Mhm.
an excuse to not drop hundreds of dollars on pretty games. Um, and the art style, I don't think it's very comic booky, and I don't think that really it doesn't work for me 100%. Some of it does, some of it doesn't in this, but like it's not drawing me in too much, sadly. But
I would agree.
Already,
This one,
already another DC game out there that I'm a little more interested in.
I wonder what that could be. Uh, yeah, I would probably agree. I think this is, if you really like that or have already started and gotten into this game. Um, but yeah, I think we have many deck builders that, like, especially like Dominion, we've gotten a couple expansions for that we haven't really played too much yet. I think I would much rather play that than kind of go into a new one and just to see if I ended up liking it or not. But yeah, definitely for the DC fans out there, some good content, I'm sure.
Yeah, and
75 to
extreme amount of variability in price here, whatever you want.
700. Oh, that was the retail.
Retail.
Like retail. What? $720? No, don't do that.
We would never spend that much on a superhero themed game.
Exactly. We wouldn't do that. That's for sure.
What would we spend on this?
Gems of Iridescia. I don't know how to say it. Competitive gem mining board game. I feel like this is another one that I thought was already out. When I saw it, I'm like, I feel like I've seen ads for this one for forever, and I felt like it was just already out, but maybe not. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Something about it is making me think of another game or something. I don't know. But doing well, 780 backers, 62,000 over 2 weeks to go. And this one sounds like it has a little bit of a worker placement element to it. Some dice are being rolled, and it looks like you're uncovering kind of this hex map as you're kind of mining and stuff. I really like the thought of that. So yeah. I think this is one that I'm gonna look into a little bit more and see if there are some playthrough videos, because it seemed like it might be kind of a simpler one along with the worker placement. And yeah, I really tend to like worker placement style games, and the theme seems kind of cool too, mining for different ores. But yeah,
I like that. It looks
a lot of the components look good.
I like the artwork, and you got, I think it's like at 49 to 69 bucks from basic to deluxe edition. Deluxe looks like, I don't know, I see some shiny things on some of these tiles. I think that might be the deluxe edition, having a little shine on it. And yeah, it looked cool. I love that uncovering, just like you said. So cool. Thematic wise, to actually be uncovering these things and rolling some big dice, big chunky colorful dice to mine resources. Pretty cool as well. So yeah, I'm interested in this one and looking forward to seeing what people have to say about it. I guess when was this delivering? July 2025. I don't know, where's the shipping. There we go. So US average.
Very average. Very similar to all the other ones we've looked at. Yeah, that one's a contender for me if I looked into it a little bit more to be a game of the week, possibly. But
boy, gross guy. I might know the least about this one.
Yeah, when I watched that video and stuff, though, 46,584, 19 back. I just wish this page was a little bit better and had a little bit more information on it. I don't know if this was like just originally going to try to be, a Japanese one, not really have too much of an English version, but a lot of the stuff looked really good and sounded good. I think there's kind of like this, you got your own personal board of a rondel kind of thing, where you're playing or doing the ship around and stuff. You've got this thing in the middle of your board, all these different tracks and stuff, and then you're filling up your machine over to the right with those polyomino. I think that all looks really, really good. This one, if I just had more, I don't think I saw any videos on how it's played and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I just wish this had a little bit better information on it, because this one could be my pick of the week if
like that.
It hadn't. This looks really good to me.
That's one of the coolest looking player boards that I've ever seen. I mean, it's bright, vibrant, beautiful colors, and you got this rondelle. I think these cubes kind of move up and kind of get into some supply at the top once they get up there. You got the polyomino over on that side, and really cool looking, but yeah, just not a lot of explanation. We saw the guy go through some turns, so if you can piece it together, I guess that's good for you, but we could
Right.
not. So yeah, I'd love to see a video explaining this or some gameplay, something. Maybe we'll have to search for that and see if it's for us because it looks really cool.
Yeah, I
Price would
can see
be
myself backing this one, just
50,
because I don't think this is going to be available after the fact.
yeah, about $50 as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I don't think it had anything with shipping on it. I'm like,
Yeah.
there has to be a shipping cost, but I have no idea what it is.
Boy, and then we have Positano, or pistachio is the word that comes to my mind. A game of bidding and building.
This, I don't know, like with where all these other ones are this week, 20,000. I mean, 20,000, nothing to scoff at. 244 backers 2 weeks. I'm surprised this one's not doing better.
I mean, just look at that. You got buildings, awesome buildings.
And
What
then
more do you want?
I had to look into this one a little bit more because of those awesome buildings, and I'm like, it makes me think. You haven't played it yet, Pepper, but Cities, the Filler Walker Harding Steve Finn game that recently dropped, where you're drafting. Granted, this one has you're kind of bidding for draft order on it, which I thought seemed pretty cool because you all kind of have the same cards to start, and then you're choosing. Yeah, you got the three options that you're going to be drafting from, and then you have different values to determine who kind of gets to pick first and stuff, and then can add additional on there. Yeah. I thought this one sounded really good.
Yeah, that drafting looked really
simple, but good
for sure. For sure, and kind of each card having to value either this first round of the draft, second round, or third round, adding that bonus on there. Also, if you're throwing a lower bonus or lower cards, lesser cards, you're getting ice cream bonuses or gelato bonuses, which are just extra points for playing less valuable cards. So if you think you can get away with something and still get that gelato, you got to think about that and keep in mind what people have played. And some pretty cool buildings and placement on there as well. And yeah, it seems like this should be a bigger project. A lot more people into it.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember what the prices was, but maybe the price is what's holding people back, or maybe it seems too simple. I don't know.
Okay. So we had $50, which isn't too bad. And then $85 for an expansion, 5 to 6 player expansion. Could add on a wooden structure there for 25. Yeah, probably would just go with the base for $50, which I think is pretty good, and shipping would be another 14 then. So
just about 65. So yeah, I mean, it seems a little high, but I think as you've seen on these other projects, it's probably about right. But I can see how maybe people are hoping to wait, see if it hits retail, try to get it a little cheaper. But I don't know. With that, I guess I don't know. Looks like they had some other games. I don't know if those have been in retail. But
yeah, looks cool. That's one of my more interests for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
The last one. Can we get it done in 1 minute and 50 seconds, which is left on our timer here? Railroad Tiles, spinoff of Railroad Inc. Same stats as about every other game here.
But they are all very similar. I don't know how they're all of us the same.
And they're all ending 16 days from filming, which is crazy. This one looks cool. You set out a market of tiles here, and you can either get 2 or 3 or 4 tiles, and based on how many you get more. You're going to be going less and going later in future rounds. You're placing them on your board and trying to connect similar to Railroad Inc. Railroads to railroads, roads to roads, and you're also gaining car tokens and different things to put on those related travel grounds. This one looked cool. It seemed familiar enough to Railroad Inc., but with enough unique and twist to, I think, make it worthwhile. I'm pretty interested in this one.
I agree. I'm way more interested than I thought I was going to be. So I thought at first it was going to be basically Railroad Inc. just in tiles. I think it does just enough to be interesting. But then unfortunately, there's like all these add-ons that I want to do, and then you start to get really expensive.
Yeah, they love their expansions.
But yeah, those all looked really, really cool. This looks like an heirloom type style game. All this stuff looks really good. The artwork and all of it. So yeah, this one will probably eventually enter the collection. But yeah, that's all the projects we're looking at this week. Let us know in the comments below if you're backing any of these, if you're backing anything else. There's other ones out there that we should take a look at. But yeah, otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. You can subscribe so you'll see when that comes out. But yeah, check out our other videos. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.